Hello everyone, I'm Charlotte Nash. I'm the author of Writer's Ridge, Iron Junction, Crystal Creek and forthcoming The Horseman, and today I'm going to show you where I write. Sadly it's not out here in the lovely lush backyard, so if you'll follow me I will take you into the lair, which sounds a lot more exciting than it really is. Okay, so I write in my study lair, which is this place here. And it's a pretty basic setup really. I have got two computers on my desk. One that you can see that I have in portrait set up for my manuscripts and scene maps, and another monitor over here with computer which I use for research. I write in a fairly planned and structured way, and so I have my lovely silky oak desk over here that I've had since I was a teenager, and that I buffed up myself, and I use that for laying out my scene cards and working with my manuscripts. At the moment, what's down here is my editing book list for The Horseman, which I'm currently working on. Otherwise, I go through two phases. I go through a writing phase where I have scene cards, so there's nothing here at the moment, and now an editing phase. And I always do research on the fly, which is why my research computer is always on. I used to have a lot more room in here, but now currently things have been taken up with baby things. So we've got a rather intense little guy over here who watches me quite a lot, and a little monitor down there on the desk as well. And that's basically where I write and how I write. The only other things of note are little photos, motivational photos, and little figurine guy that I made in high school, and this frame, the Keep Calm frame, which is a gift from my writing buddy. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Oh, and my book prize Dictionary of Literary Characters, which holds up my monitor. The only other quirk in here is that I usually have a quote on a post-it note on one of my monitors, and at the moment the quote says, "A man with the tightest timetable needs the deepest pockets." So I thought that was quite apt for anyone on a deadline. Okay, so to round out this little Where I Write hashtag segment, I'm going to give you a quick reading from my latest book, which is Writer's Ridge. See, this is what sleep deprivation does to you. Crystal Creek, my latest book. So I'm going to read to you from a section where the heroine, Christina, has dropped two army boys back to the base in Townsville and has subsequently become lost on the base trying to get out. Christina pulled over, battered at the cabin light and fumbled for the Refedex. But when she found the page, the base was nothing but a huge yellow rectangle with only the main roads shown. Looking around, she noted the bulk of Mount Stewart rising to her left, crowned with lights. Okay, she'd just tried taking the roads that led away from Mount Stewart. That would have to get her back to the gate, right? But after a few more turns, she was no closer to finding a way out. She tried not to imagine camouflaged men leaping out of the buildings to demand who she was. Finally, though, she found herself driving down a street that seemed familiar. The surge of hope was quickly dashed when she recognised the accommodation block. She gave a frustrated sob as she hauled the Belmont to a stop outside. What did she do now? There was no bloody way she was driving around for another 20 minutes. She might end up somewhere she really wasn't supposed to be, like the shooting range, or where they kept the tanks. For God's sake, she muttered, killing the ignition and pulling her door open with a creak. This was all Trevor's fault for convincing her to drive them back down here. He could bloody well show her the way back to the gate. She noted that one of the rooms that had been dark was now lit. Hopefully, that was where her passengers had gone. Praying that no one saw her, she snuck up the stairs to a room. Before she lost her nerve, she knocked. Inside, she heard footsteps, and a moment later the door opened, revealing not Travers, but Aidan. He stood in the puddle of porchlight, shirtless, his hair spiky wet from the shower, a pair of dark blue boxers low on his hips. A tattoo covered the left half of his chest and shoulder, curling from the furrow in his chest muscle across his pec and into the jagged edges on his upper arm. Below, his stomach dived flat into the midnight blue waistband. Christina's mouth fell open. God, he was perfect. She could see the origin and insertion of every muscle fibre. Hastily, she averted her eyes, looking over his shoulder. "Hi," she said, trying to suppress the flush that was building in her cheeks. "Hello again," he said, looking bemused. "Everything all right?" "I got lost," she blurted. At this he cracked a smile. "Oh, really? Don't tell Travers." Is he here? I need him to show me the way back to the gate. Aidan opened the door further and stood back. Beyond him, she could see a light making a ring on the hard floor, a simple desk against the wall and the edge of a bed. He went to the gym, if you can believe it. It's all right, I'll show you the way. Come in for a sec. I just need to get a shirt and some pants. I'm going to cut it off there. So I'm Charlotte Nash and this is where I write. Bye.